I present to you my top 10 architectural visualization studios in Sweden. Let's jump right in.
Number 10. The Walrus. The Walrus clearly operates heavily in product visualization, not just architectural CGI. A big part of their portfolio feels like high-end brand imagery for design products, especially interiors and lifestyle, where the architecture becomes the stage for the product. Calm compositions, controlled daylight, and very tactile materials that make finishes, textiles, and surfaces feel real. The INR bathroom work is a good example. It's basically product storytelling with architectural context. They do architectural projects too, but even there the mindset is similar. Minimal drama, strong material read, and a design photography feel that fits brands perfectly. Number 9. Walk the Room. Walk the Room sits right in that sweet spot between design clarity and commercial usefulness. They work primarily in commercial property, so the images are built to communicate value fast, without ever feeling overcooked. What stands out is how real their scenes feel. Light is usually clean and directional, like a good location shoot, and materials stay believable instead of hyper-polished. Interiors often lean into lifestyle moments, soft daylight, calm palettes, and a camera position that makes you feel like you're already in the space. They're also strong at context and use. Courtyards, rooftops, lobbies, streetscapes, people in motion. Not as decoration, but as proof of how the place works day to day. Overall, Walk the Room's style is confident, readable, and very market-ready, with a workflow mindset that fits big stakeholders and complex teams. Number 8. Molok Hyded. Molok Hyded's images are all about restraint, and that's exactly why they work. You see a very Scandinavian kind of calm. Soft daylight, muted tones, and lots of breathing room in the frame. Interiors are staged like quiet observations, not showroom shots. Furniture is minimal, materials feel honest, and the light is never dramatic, just precise, with gentle shadows that describe edges, textures, and proportions. Composition is disciplined, often front-on or slightly offset, with clean verticals and long, uninterrupted surfaces. Even when the architecture is complex, the image stays simple by controlling contrast and keeping the palette tight, so your eye reads the space immediately. On the exterior work, the same mindset shows up in the facades. Clear rhythm, careful repetition, and a crisp sense of atmosphere, sometimes with winter light, and a slightly desaturated mood that makes the building feel grounded and real. Molok is based in Stockholm, working primarily in architectural visualization for architects, and you can feel that architectural sensitivity in every choice. Right now, alongside work at Sandelsonbeg Architecture, the focus stays consistent, capturing atmosphere and getting the details right without shouting. Number 7. Soul. Soul is a Gothenburg-based visualization studio that's built around one idea: visual storytelling with human warmth. They work across architecture and the built environment, but they also move comfortably into product work and future experiences, using everything from stills to animation, VR, photography, and interactive media, depending on what the story needs. What stands out is how designed their images feel. Composition stays readable, lighting is used to guide attention, and atmosphere is there to support the concept, not to show off effects. Even when a scene is large-scale, the mood stays grounded and inviting, with people placed naturally, so the space feels active, not staged. Soul has been doing this since 2010, collaborating with prominent architects, real estate firms, designers, and product brands, and their best work feels like it's aiming for connection first and documentation second. Number 6. TMRW. TMRW is one of those studios that doesn't just render architecture. They sell you the feeling of the future. Founded in Gothenburg and active for 2 decades, TMRW operates globally with teams across Europe, North America and Asia, producing high-end visualizations for projects that are meant to reshape skylines. Their signature is scale plus atmosphere, sweeping aerials over dense city grids, waterfront landmarks, and dusk-lit megastructures where light, haze, and reflections do half the storytelling. But the images aren't just pretty, they're designed to read instantly. Clear compositions, confident lighting, and detail that supports one idea, not noise. From urban high-rises and master plans to ultra-luxury resorts, the goal is always the same: make an unbuilt place feel inevitable. This is TMRW, bold cinematic visualization for architects and developers who want people to say, "I want to be part of them." Number 5. Oevis. Oevis has a very Scandinavian kind of realism, but it's not sterile. Their images feel like real places on a real day. A bit of wind in the trees, soft skies, wet asphalt, warm light catching a facade at the right moment. Composition is the main tool. They often frame the architecture through foreground trees, shadows, or street elements, so the building sits inside a believable city fabric instead of being presented as an isolated object. Color grading stays natural and slightly muted, with just enough warmth in windows and interiors to create contrast. What really stands out is how confidently they integrate people. Not as scale figures, but as small everyday stories. Cyclists, kids, someone waiting, groups moving through a plaza. It makes the projects feel inhabited and already functioning, which is exactly why their urban housing and mixed-use scenes land so well. Number 4. Objektiv-J. Objektiv-J is basically one-person firepower, built on a very architectural mindset. James Burrell comes out of an architect's background, with time at Woods Bagot and a 5-year stretch at Mir Studio, and now works out of Gothenburg with a portfolio that spans hundreds of images across hundreds of projects. What stands out is how composed the work feels. The framing is never random. Wide street scenes sit low and calm, letting trees, sidewalks, and daily life carry the scale. In larger landscapes, the architecture doesn't shout, it anchors the horizon, with light doing most of the storytelling. And then there's the human layer. People aren't pasted into show use, they are staged like real moments, sometimes even playful, which makes the spaces feel inhabited instead of advertised. You'll also notice the range: competition-grade drama, luxury residential polish, and everyday realism, often in collaboration with architects and studios like Tong Architecture, Utopia Architecture, and teams behind major submissions. Number 3. Norma Images. Norma Images, a Stockholm-based studio with a clear positioning I really respect, from architects to architects. You can feel it in every frame. This isn't loud, glossy real estate marketing. Their work leans editorial, almost like architectural photography that happens to be CG. They build images around composition and narrative first, with confident negative space, strong framing, and a calm, intentional pace. Look at how they use atmosphere: overcast skies, soft haze, wet pavement, warm dusk light. Weather and season aren't decoration here, they're part of the story. And they stage people in a way that feels believable, understated, sometimes even like a film still, just enough to give scale and life without stealing the scene. Materiality is also super controlled, crisp, realistic, but never over-sharpened or CG shiny. Overall, Norma is the kind of partner architects want when the goal is clarity, design intent, and mood, especially for competitions and high-end presentations. Number 2. Directed. If you like Swedish-style realism, Directed is the right studio. What stands out immediately is how calm and believable their images feel. They don't rely on perfect drama. They build atmosphere with real-world cues. Low winter sun and long blue shadows, soft overcast greens by the lake, or that crisp twilight mood where the building becomes a silhouette. Directed are also really good at integrating people. Not cut-out crowds, but small, natural moments that explain scale and use. Kids on the snow slope, quiet movement in public spaces, office life that feels observed, not staged. Composition-wise, they love strong framing. Trees in the foreground, deep perspective lines and big simple forms that read instantly. Materials are handled with restraint, especially glass reflections and warm timber tones, so the architecture stays the main character. Overall, high-end visual storytelling for architects and developers with a distinctly Nordic sense of light, context, and understatement. Number 1. Visulent. Visulent is my number 1 pick in Sweden, and their work makes it pretty obvious why. They're a Gothenburg-based ArchViz studio founded in 2018 by Britta Wikholm, and their whole approach is built around one thing: communication through atmosphere. For Visulent, a visualization isn't just a nice image. It's about truly understanding the project and translating it into something people can instantly feel. In the portfolio, what hits first is how light and nature do the heavy lifting. They don't sprinkle trees and sunbeams on top, they use them as core design elements. Soft, seasonal mood, believable reflections, weather, and calm compositions that let the architecture breathe. Their images feel quietly confident. Clean framing, strong material read, restrained color palette, and a photographic realism that doesn't need to shout. You'll also see range from urban exteriors to interiors and more experimental lab explorations, plus collaborations with major practices like Woodsbagot and Snøhetta. My opinion, Visulent nails that rare balance between beauty and credibility. The mood sells the project, but the architecture stays the hero.
Those were my top 10 ArchViz studios in Sweden. If you want to discover more great studios around the world, follow the channel and check out ARCHVIZBASE.com, my curated database of more than 1,000 hand-picked ArchViz studios worldwide.